Today we're going to show you a beautiful 2020 Ferrari 812 Superfast, just over 3,000 miles, full service records, 2 owners, clean Carfax, and it's painted in beautiful Grigio Silverstone. If you guys want to find out about this vehicle and the $88,000 in factory options, full frontal PPF, click on that link below. Today we're going to give you guys a comprehensive walk around and test drive to let you decide if you want to put this V12 powered 785 horsepower machine in your garage. Let's talk about the overall condition of this 812. First off, it has 3,300 miles on it. So because of the mileage and the small imperfection on the front passenger fender in the PPF, I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10. This is essentially a new car from 2020. We have all the service records. We have a copy of the window sticker, which was $449,000. And as you know, in 2020, throughout, they were going for over window sticker very, very heavily. Wheel condition is extremely nice. You have the satin finished wheels with 6 piston calipers up front, carbon ceramic rotors, 4 pistons in the rear. All of your body panel fitments are very nice, and I do love the blacked out look of this one. The interior is to die for, Daytona seats, and we'll go over that more. You have your shield right here, and then I love the satin accents on the side. So this has a V12 with 785 horsepower, a top speed of 211 miles per hour, and it does 0 to 60 in around 2.9 seconds. Opening up the door, you're going to see how nice it is, and we're going to show you that later. Looking at the rear section, very clean. We're going to spin it. You do have the optional black tipped exhaust, and look at how beautiful the lights are. It's gorgeous. This is a visceral experience. It has traction aids that will allow you to push it through corners that you could never imagine. So it has slip control, so you can actually be out of control but in control. Looking at the bottom valence, very nice. You do have parking sensors front and rear, also a rear camera and a front camera, which is an option. Taillights are in very nice condition. Paint condition throughout is very nice. Just that small imperfection on the PPF, and we're telling you this. This is something that you probably will never notice, but that's how we are here at Bullet Motorsports. We tell it how it is, we show you all the documentation, and you can decide if you want to put this in your collection. I'm going to pop this right now so I can show you all of those items. So we have 2 keys with this vehicle. To pop it, opens up nicely. Look at how beautiful the Alcantara is, and then you have the carbon center dash with the Alcantara inserts. You do have a car cover, 2 seat covers, documentation, the battery charger, the original owner's manual, and then you also have leather conditioner and more leather conditioner. Let's close this and continue with the spin. It's gorgeous. This is also equipped with the front lift, which is a big deal because the front section is very low, so you can lift the front end and have no issues. Oh, wrong button. It's beautiful. I love the design of this vehicle. Right here in the PPF is the small imperfection, and we're being really picky. We just want you guys to know what's going on. So hopefully when you guys look at our listings, you see that we have over 300 photos inside and out and underside, so you guys get a really good representation, including all the documentation. Body panels fitment is extremely nice because of the mileage. I don't see any rock chips up front. Opening up the door, you do have power seats throughout, Daytona power seats, and carbon accents. So remember, 88,000 in options. Roof section is very clean. All your glass is nice. You have your fuel fill here. Overall, a very gorgeous car. Let's look at the front end. Looking at the front end, it's gorgeous. Huge front end because of that V12, and it sounds so, so good. We'll show you that later on. Grille conditions, very nice. Parking sensors up front, and then you do have the optional front camera. PPF throughout, all the PPF up here is very nice. And what I like is they have the scrape guards on this one, so when you see the underside shots, you're gonna see that there's protectant just in case you forget to put the front lift up, which works perfectly. Let's open up the hood. Struts operate properly. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All of your red wrinkle is very nice. You have these dual intakes right here that are gonna sound phenomenal because we're gonna mic this thing up. We'll have mics in the engine bay and near the exhaust and in the cabin. So you're gonna get a visceral experience here. So what we're looking at here is a 6.5 liter V12. This does have the MagneRide Gen 3 suspension, which is adaptable via pilot selection on the steering wheel. You have F1 traction and SSC5 adaptive slip control. So what that allows you to do is you can actually push it through corners and be out of control but in control, as I talked about earlier on. Very nice engine bay, full documentation. Please click on the link below. The interior is glorious. You have the Daytona seats with the black Alcantara striping. You do have tons of carbon options. So you have carbon vents, you have the carbon center section with Alcantara throughout. And then my favorite part is when you're staring forward, you have the 9,000 max RPM tachometer in beautiful yellow. All of your controls are very easy to reach. You have your turn signals here. You have your controls to set the parameters for the suspension, which you can also change with the click of a button here. You do have the optional passenger screen, so they can see the parameters that you're going through as you're on the Nuremberg or at a track. If you ever bring this to a track, which this has never been to, you should do it. Top section is all Alcantara. You have your light controls here, which are very, very nice. I love when you do the soft click, they slowly light up. You have your controls here for your screen, so that'll be where your navigation is. And then if I click the button here, you have the ability to move your steering wheel. You're gonna have some beeping going on, but it'll stop shortly. So I just put it in accessory mode. It's showing that the rear trunk and door are open. You do have the ability to go to your home page right here, and you control all the parameters here. On the passenger screen, it is a touch screen. You can go into performance modes, or you can either go into navigation or control the media. So say someone's driving and they don't want to focus on that, you can. The passenger can also see what settings you're in. So say you have a driving instructor in there. When you put it into race mode, it's actually going to showcase what features are turned on, etc. And then you can go back into your mode, go to performance, and then it goes back to the main screen here. It's a digital tachometer, and it shows what gear and what speed and what G-force. This is a animal, sounds fantastic. What do you say we start it up and take it for a spin? All right, we're testing out the 812. We're gonna leave it in automatic mode for the iteration until we get to the turnaround, and then we'll get more spirited. You do have paddle shifters that are carbon fiber center section for your steering wheel. Then you have your controls here to change your parameters. Center section, once again, has the carbon fiber with the Ferrari insignia, and then you have the striping, the Daytona striping. All of your controls are easy. You do have the power launch feature, so you can essentially launch the vehicle, which we're not gonna do today. I have 2 sets of keys, a lot of documentation, and it's super quiet in here too, which is what I really like. We're gonna jump on Marina Mile, we're gonna go over the bridge and come back, and then you guys can decide if you wanna put this in your garage. It's so smooth. And listen to the downshifts. Glorious. Very quiet interior. Once again, click this button and you can downshift it easily. Picks up super smooth. Do a turnaround up here, we'll get more accelerated, we'll go over our signature bumps, and then you guys can decide if you want to put this 812 Superfast in your garage. We have a copy of the window sticker as well. Turn signal. All right, let's see how she does. Ready? Sounds so good. We're going to take a right here, go over the bumps. Here comes the first set of bumps. No suspension noises, big dip, no issues at all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, you know what to do, 954-363-2261.